The book of 3 John is a personal letter written by the apostle John to a man named Gaius. It is the shortest book in the New Testament and focuses on themes of humility, faithfulness, and the importance of supporting fellow believers in the ministry. John contrasts the godly example of Gaius and another believer, Demetrius, with the disruptive behavior of Diotrephes, a self-centered leader in the church. So, as I mentioned, the author is Apostle John, the same author of the Gospel of John, First John and Second John, and the audience, a Christian named Gaius, likely a member or a leader of the local church. It was written somewhere around 85 to 95 AD, and the purpose was to commend Gaius for his faithfulness and hospitality, to warn against the divisive behavior of Diotrephes, and to encourage the support of traveling teachers and missionaries. Uh, 3 John focuses on the practical outworking of a Christian, and the love and the truth in community life, how a community life should be seasoned with salt by the Christians living. So structure is straightforward. First four verses talk about greeting and praises for the recipient, that is Gaius, and 5 to 8 verses commendation of his hospitality, and 9 to 10 verses talk about condemnation or criticism of Diotrephes, and 11 and 12 verses primarily talk about commendation of Demetrius, and 13 14 verses closing remarks. Very short book, as John opens with a warm greeting in the first four verses. He expresses his deep love for Gaius and commending him for walking in the truth. He acknowledges Gaius' faithfulness to the gospel and celebrates hearing of his steadfastness. In the fourth verse, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth. That's a wonderful way of relating that fatherly heart he expresses. And then he also commends Gaius' hospitality. Fifth to eighth verses, John praises Gaius for his kindness and hospitality toward traveling teachers and missionaries. Even though they were strangers to him, such support, John notes, is a faithful act of service to God. He encourages Gaius to continue aiding these workers as they rely on the church for their needs and support. Fifth verse, dear friend, you are faithful in what you are doing for the brothers and sisters, even though they are strangers to you. Now, ninth and tenth verses, Diotrephes' behavior was condemned here. John contrasts Gaius' faithfulness with the arrogance and divisiveness of Diotrephes, who loves to put himself first. He rejects John's authority, spreads malicious gossip, and refuses to welcome other believers. He even expels those who show hospitality to others. 9th, 10th verses, Diotrephes, who loves to be the first, will not welcome us. So when I come, I will call attention to what he is doing. And then 11th and 12th verses, John shifts his focus uh, to this man called Demetrius. He starts commending him, um, a man of good reputation, encouraging Gaius to follow his example of righteousness. Demetrius is well regarded by others, by the truth itself, and by John personally. Dear friend, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. Anyone who does what is good is from God. 11th verse. And the closing remarks, 13 and 14 verses. John ends the letter by expressing his desire to visit Gaius in person. He sends greetings from mutual friends and wishes uh, Gaius peace. Viewers, I hope to see you soon and we will talk face to face. Probably some more things that are beyond the scope of this written letter. Yeah, in our day-to-day life also, as we communicate with one another in the church, building them up. So there are various means how we send WhatsApp messages or video calls and sometimes in person. So there are various ways of communication there, having to build up that early church. So now key themes in this third John: faithfulness to the truth. That means walking in the truth and living in alignment with the gospel brings joy and demonstrates genuine faith. And then hospitality in ministry, supporting fellow believers, especially those engaged in spreading the gospel. It's basically a Christian duty, essential Christian duty. And then warning against self-centeredness. Diotrephes' behavior, we don't get to read much about Diotrephes and in which way he has showed the self-centeredness, but that gives us the room for us also to apply these principles um, of not having selfishness or self-centeredness. It's basically a cautionary example of pride and authoritarianism, disrupting church unity. And now encouraging godly examples as these two people, Gaius and Demetrius, they exemplify the qualities of love, service, and integrity that believers should imitate. So why 3 John matters today? 3 John remains highly relevant as it addresses practical issues in church life such as leadership, integrity, supporting missionaries, and fostering unity. Key lessons include importance of hospitality, discernment in leadership, and then imitating good, not evil. John encourages believers to follow godly examples and reject this divisive or selfish behavior. So personal relationships in ministry are also, as we all work together, it's very important to have that connection, unity, and the spirit of teachability. That these are all very important as we grow together and go together for spreading the kingdom work. Um, and this John's personal tone underscores the value of close, encouraging relationships among others. So 3 John challenges Christians to live out their faith through love, truth, and practical support for others, building a community that reflects Christ's character. God bless you.